listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. Have you ever heard someone say, "You started it"? Today, we're going to talk about those arguments that go on forever, where the common theme is, who started it? Spoiler, meaning spoiler alert. The question of who started it never gets answered, but the argument keeps going on forever. What do you do about these arguments? What is the real root cause?
See, I started it.
Yeah,
I started
it. You may be surprised. Stay tuned. We are married intuitives with over 20 years experience who created the Ecosystem Approach for you. This is much different because we see human beings as ecosystems that need to be restored instead of programmed. We show you how to take an energy approach for internal discovery that is rational, practical, and useful for everyday life. Jason, is it really important to determine, quote, who started an argument?
Not really.
Okay.
And if two people are mad at each other and there's an argument, both people have grievances that they would like to have aired.
Yes.
Who was first doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And so, in fact, you can make a case for the person that brings it up first is doing the relationship a service by bringing up an issue. But that's only if the motivation behind the argument is to solve a problem.
But most arguments isn't about solving a problem. Most arguments is about airing grievances, so to speak.
Yes. So let me tell you a story, and this is, every night we sit down with mom, and it's our family time, and we watch we
watch different shows, but
yes. And lately we've been going through Grey's Anatomy. I think we've done this like 2 or 3 times now.
Probably. Yeah.
So we started season 1 and this is season 4. And if you've never heard about Grey's Anatomy, it's a medical show. But here's the story in a
medical show that has a story.
Yes.
Okay.
So Lizzie and George, they were both doctors, are finding out that they're not attracted to each other as they thought. They were having an affair.
Okay.
And George already broke up with his wife, Callie, who he married on a whim. Doesn't it sound like a soap opera?
Yeah,
it is. So
yes.
Married on a whim after the trauma of the death of his father.
Right.
It's really embarrassing and shameful that after breaking up with Callie and ruining their marriage, they start to find out that they weren't really having great sex or being attracted to each other like they expected,
or like they thought that that's what the way it was.
Exactly. So they agreed not to tell anyone, but they both broke their promise to each and told Meredith, who is another
who is the actual star of the show.
Star of the show. Okay.
Yes.
So someone overheard them telling Meredith, and it soon was all over the hospital.
Yeah.
So they were saying, well, I didn't tell anybody. And he was saying, I didn't tell anybody. And then they said, well, you must have, blah, blah, blah.
Because so-and-so knows and so-and-so
and you
knows
told first.
And you said it first.
Yes.
It's all your fault.
Exactly.
There you go.
And we like soap opera examples because, it's a way to talk about these human interactions.
Right.
So we don't violate people's confidentiality.
Correct.
Of people that we've worked with. Although we do tell some stories, but most of those people would never be listening and that sort of thing. So, so they were blaming each other.
Okay.
But here's the most important part.
Okay.
They both needed to talk about it.
Well, yeah.
They did this this thing where they got all sorts of grief because they basically George broke off his marriage with Callie
Right.
because they thought they were more attracted to each other.
Lizzie and George were
Yes.
more in love, so to
Yes,
speak.
exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So, and they're finding out that they're not. They
Right.
have to talk to someone. They have to talk to someone. So, what is that?
Well,
That's the whole point of the show.
okay.
You
Wait
know,
a minute. Spoiler alert. It's negative energy.
It is.
Yes.
And that compulsion to talk about it, whether it's to someone else or each other,
Mhm.
is a form of anxiety
Yes.
and we see this a lot.
Right.
Negative energy, angry energy,
Mhm. Bitter, overwhelmed by something, those kind of things.
these angry arguments that go on and on and on and on
Right.
and on
And never solved.
never solved. It's because it's negative energy.
And why is that negative energy? Why are you talking about that negative energy to the degree that you are?
Because I want to, first of all, I want the listeners to understand the motive.
Okay.
Negative energy, this angry negative energy, its motive is not to solve problems.
No, it's to keep that energy going, that negative energy going between this person and that person and this person, on and on and
Exactly.
on. Yes.
It's motivated by that. It doesn't want to solve problems.
Right.
And it's always on both sides.
Yes.
That
yes.
to say, well, he has the angry energy or she has the angry energy is almost never the case. It's almost always, I've never seen a situation where it's not on both sides.
Right.
And
in other words, negative energy attaches to negative energy, correct?
Well, that's true.
Okay.
But this, if you understand the nature of this energy, which is important for the whole purpose of the show, is that it doesn't want to solve a problem. It's not motivated to solve a problem.
No.
It's motivated to create this frenzy, this to stir things up, to get people to fight. It enjoys the fight.
Well, and by the way, when you fight, when you stir up, I'm trying to think of a good word. When you start stirring up this negative energy,
the crapola.
Yeah, it doesn't want to, number one, it doesn't want to stop. And when you're in stuck in this energy, there's no learning. There's no nothing positive that comes out of it. And always both parties walk away with a form of a negative or a bite taken out of them, and they don't even realize it.
I think the secret to our good relationship in our relationship was that when we first got together, there was remnants of that. You know, my ex-wife was a master of repetitive, she had that negative energy attached to her. She was a master of over and over and over, same stupid argument, never got resolved.
Right.
And we started doing stuff like that.
We did.
And we finally caught ourselves and said, okay.
Wait a minute. As I remember.
Yes.
Wait a minute. What's really going on here?
It was the negative energy attached to us. It wasn't trying to solve a problem. It was just trying to whip up the energy.
That is correct.
If you could feel it or see this energy, you could see that it creates chaos.
Totally.
It likes to rev people up and then talk about it.
Right.
Talk about it and talk about it.
Or still be angry
about
about
it probably is a better way of saying.
Well, in my family, that's exactly what it was. First off, my mother and father, I only saw them fight one time. But they were going in different directions, usually most of the time. But my mother and my stepfather, they fought continuously. My father and his wife fought continuously. And so at a fairly young age, I saw that's how they communicated.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize until you and I went, wait a minute, nothing got resolved. Nothing.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
And so when we started working, instead of fighting each other, we said, what's going on here? And then we started looking at the negative energy and
Yeah.
started removing that negative energy. And it was, I mean, it was like the skies parted for our
Well,
relationship.
and I would say the skies did part, but it also calmed down the energy in the room. So we could use things like objectivity and truth and understanding
Problem
and
solving.
compassion.
Yes.
And what a difference it was for both of us. It was really, 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 and to me, it was incredible.
This negative energy has a stimulating effect
Correct.
that people get all revved up.
Right.
Their heart beats faster,
Right.
the adrenaline going.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anybody enjoys it, but but the energy does.
Yeah.
The energy feeds off of that, oh my gosh, it's, you started it. No, you started it. No, you started it.
Well, and the other thing that I saw, and I'll, to the end of my parents' lives, they never resolved anything, not only with themselves, but with their partners.
Yeah.
And it was awful, but none of us ever learned that wasn't the way it was supposed to be.
Or there's another possibility. And if you're listening today,
yes,
that's why you're listening. OMG, this is a big deal.
Right.
So,
all right, Jason, you got a quick tip for us?
Repetitive arguments are extremely stimulating, but not in a good way, and create anxiety that is compelling to yell and argue over and over again without a resolve.
Correct.
When who started it is never the point of the argument. This bad energy makes the person believe that the only way to get rid of it is to express it, whether it's to the other person or someone else or 10 other people. But that never works. It's never motivated to solve problems, only to express those bad feelings again and again.
Correct.
It doesn't care whether it's expressed to the person with whom you have the argument.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly happy to do it with someone else just to relieve that anxiety.
Right.
And that's how it feels, like a buildup of anxiety. And this bad energy has a nature that is motivated to infect and express itself without end.
Exactly. In the next segment, we're going to talk about what to do if you're stuck in this bad energy that starts with you started it and never seems to go anywhere and is never resolved. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show, unscripted, with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about what to do if you're stuck in this bad energy that starts with you started it and never seems to go anywhere and is never resolved. Jason, I know so many people who are stuck in this bad argument energy that is never ending, and quote, who started it is just, this is the big thing, just a part of it. What do you do with this energy?
Well, first of all, to understand it's an energy.
Okay.
People try and apply strategies and techniques, do this, do that.
Okay.
Think differently, try this, it's an energy first.
Well, and here's one that we didn't even talk about. The one that says, well, you're not seeing this from my perspective.
Well, and that's an energy too.
Exactly.
And so if you understand that it's an energy, the best way to remove it is using the ecosystem approach that specifically clears all aspects of this energy. So it's not enough to say, I'm just going to clear angry energy.
Right.
It's the angry energy when she acts like a jerk, or he's being too tight with the budget, or when she is a crazy person cleaning the house, and all these things.
Don't tell my secrets.
Energy is never a quick fix, but it's the most effective over time because it gets to the root.
Well, and I'm going to go back to when you and I first got together. By the way, when you get together in a relationship, you bring baggage from your past.
Yes.
Hands down. There's no two ways about that. And I remember distinctively one time. We were doing, no, you started it. No, you started it. You know, I don't know why you see it that way, that kind of thing. And we both kind of, there was like this pause, and we both looked at each other and we started laughing because we saw at the same time that it was an energy. It was great clarity
Mhm.
that we saw that. And I remember we sat down and we started working on that energy that was in between us first. And then, and I know I'm gonna, but we started working on that energy first, removing it, putting it in the processor. But then we started looking at what was it from our story, our individual story, each story that brought it to the table in the first place.
Exactly. And that's when the real help started, because
Yes.
then
Yes.
not only do we have a common enemy, the negative
Yes.
energy,
There you go. I like
then we
that.
started working together and helping
Yeah.
each other with each
Yeah.
other's story. OMG,
And
you know?
it was really first off revealing, but enlightening to be able to have an answer of what to do about it. Because in my past relationships, there was no answer.
Well, and so once you understand it's an energy,
Mhm.
here's the most stupid thing you can do. And men are probably more do this more often than women. Okay.
Okay.
But it's where the mansplaining
Oh,
term
okay.
came to, you know.
Okay.
But so you've got a problem with money. So the man tries to apply logic or firm actions or boundaries. You know, we're not gonna do this anymore. We're not gonna do this.
Well,
Negative energy just laughs at that.
well,
Negative
not
energy
it
says,
does.
I don't care. You know, I don't care about your logic.
Yes.
Negative energy does not it can go from A to Z. It's completely emotional.
It's
it has
true.
no
That's true.
it doesn't it's not afraid of logic.
Well, and here's what I see with that one right out of the gate is that the term revenge becomes capitalized by both parties, meaning especially with money. We'll
Mhm.
say it that way. I find that to be so amazing. Why would you want to do something that creates or gives free reign to the word and energy of revenge?
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Yes. And so so if you understand that logic, actions, strategies and techniques, boundaries, they don't work against negative energy. But if you use the ecosystem approach and call out the negative energy and start removing it,
Right.
that works. Now, it may not be, it's not instantaneous. And I guarantee you some of those deep-seated arguments, especially with people that are close to you, whether it's siblings or parents or spouses,
I was going to say partners. Yeah.
you know, they can go on, and they're much more complex. They have to do with your emotional story,
Right.
and the way you grew up. But it's possible.
Yes.
And it's so much more effective looking at arguments and problems as energies than using strategies and techniques. You know,
Right.
how to deal with a spouse that spends too much, or how to deal with a spouse that won't clean up,
Or how about one that won't listen?
you won't
Things-
listen. Yes,
right, things
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes. You know, if you think you can apply
Logic.
I'm laughing because if you think you can apply logic to that, you know, good luck with that, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And this is, if you're thinking to yourself, OMG, you know, this is my problem. I'm trying to be logical when someone else is being
Emotional.
completely unreasonable.
Uh-huh.
You know, this is the reason, but you can apply an energy technique and things start to shift.
Well, and that's the best part about what we're talking about. We do have a solution to this.
Yes.
And like I said, I was when we were arguing that time and we both saw the energy, that it was energy, and we sat down and started laughing about it. Yes, it really, really helped, but we didn't stop there. We put into action removing that negative energy. And there was so much, I'm going to use the word clarity and power and awareness that came out of it. It was so awesome. I love it.
You know, when people come to us as couples,
oh yeah,
we never try to figure out who's to blame. That's so silly. We look for the energy,
Mhm.
and then we get everybody trying to remove the energy.
Correct.
I remember I had a couple, they were both on different phones. They were both on their cell phone. I think they were in the same house, but they were
Okay.
different rooms.
Okay.
So I said, okay, this is how it's going to be. And we started clearing the negative energy, and they were having problem talking about a specific problem that they had, and they couldn't
Okay.
talk about it,
Okay.
started clearing the energy that kept them from talking. All of a sudden, they started talking about it like I wasn't even in the room, which I wasn't. I was on the phone, but they started talking about it, which was exactly what I want. If you can see it's the energy,
Yeah.
focus on that.
Yeah.
So many problems that you have, whether it's at work, whether it's in your
Sure.
personal relationships, even with your health. People
Oh,
are always
wow.
looking for some sort of virus or bacteria or
Right.
cause
Well, and what I'm hearing you say,
physical dysfunction.
what I'm hearing you say is that health actually, negative health, we'll put it that way, and even good health, but negative health really starts, it's all an energy.
Yes.
That's what you're talking
Yes.
about. And we have actually seen that in so many ways.
I would never say to someone, don't go to the doctor, don't go to an alternative healer.
Right.
But I might say, figure out what the energy is that's causing what the problem is,
Right.
and start removing that.
And start working with it to
Exactly.
For it to be gone.
Yeah.
And we've actually done that for ourselves. I do want to say that.
We do that for everything. And
Right.
someone just telling me the other day that it was a next door neighbor. He was saying how he just turned he was 49.
Right.
And he was talking about he's been here for 20 years. All the people that were here when he started were like 65, and now they're all dead.
Yeah.
And it's people don't take care of themselves. They don't understand the energy,
Right.
and they don't work with that.
Right.
So let's talk about some clearing statements.
Okay.
I know we're almost running out of time, but so let's say we have a clearing statement. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the training to yell or get angry in an argument.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
It's huge.
The training to be a bully in an argument.
Yes.
The training to bring up all sorts of other issues in an argument.
Sure.
Throw
Why not?
everything.
Everything on somebody else.
Yes. The training to ridicule and make fun of the other in an argument. The training to point to the other and say, they started it,
Yep, you started it.
And which of course has nothing to do with the issue.
Yes.
And the training to hold back and be quiet in your own anger. Oh my gosh, that's what they call passive aggressive.
Right.
Because some people that just, instead of arguing, they just shut down, but they're seething inside. You can be able to see the energy.
Yes, you can.
That negative energy doesn't go away when someone shuts up.
Right. That's true. And by the way, everything that we were just talking about using the clearing for, all of that is trained behavior. And most of the time we have learned it from our parents or some other partner, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so we never question whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
with that said, Jason, what's the key tip for this segment?
Don't try to use logic, actions, firm boundaries to solve or overcome energies that are motivated to recycle over and over again. They are not motivated to be resolved.
Yeah.
When we use the ecosystem approach, we can identify those energies like anger, fear, shame, bitterness, and then remove the energies directly and specifically.
Right.
For example, the clearing statement would be the anger I feel when she is righteous and judgmental, and the fear and the anger I feel when he is angry and abusive.
Yes.
That's kind of specific, but you could make it even more specific by saying the anger I feel when he's angry and gets in my face.
Yeah.
Or he's angry and he hits the wall. All those things are much more specific.
Exactly.
And the biggest one, of course, is, and he or she started it using a form of righteousness.
Yeah. In the next segment, we're going to talk about the people who have embodied the negative energy, the negative dark energy of that argument which is energy that just wants to express itself over and over again. What do you do with those people who don't seem to want to resolve anything? This is the Ecosystem Approach Show, unscripted, with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about people who have embodied the negative, dark energy of argument energy that just wants to express itself over and over again. All right, what do you do with those people who don't seem to want to resolve anything? Okay, Jason, what do you do with those people?
Okay, well, it's not that simple.
Okay.
And this is a really important segment because this is one of the biggest questions we've had over the years.
That's correct.
You know, whether it's a spouse or a coworker or a boss,
Yeah.
you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the first thing that's important is to identify who those people are accurately.
Okay.
You know? And
what do you mean by that? Explain that, please.
You use that. We identify them by seeing what their Enneagram type is.
Yes, we do.
Some Enneagram types are more predisposed to
arguing and fighting,
you know, and that comes from developing your refined intuition, which you get from using the ecosystem approach.
Correct.
But here's the problem. We think in terms of black and white, good and bad people. And it's never quite that much. It's never quite that. It's never quite that simple. Okay. We have people in our lives that we see that
energy.
Yeah, that energy that where they would just love to have a fight or an argument, and then it would go on and on and on and on.
Right.
Whether it's with us or like some other thing that that we both agree upon that they're mad about.
Yeah.
But we don't go there with them at all. And we have that, we see that for who they are, and we just kind of tiptoe around it. And we've done that really successfully.
Yes.
You know, and that's part of our refined intuition, where we can see people that we encounter on a daily basis, and we seem to know how to have a good relationship, but its limits, and don't take it any farther than that.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, but sometimes people don't have any limits, that kind of thing.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
But here's the other part. Okay.
Right.
The vast majority of difficult situations, when people come to us and say, this person is so difficult to deal with, they're so awful,
right,
blah, 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 they don't see their own part in it. And sometimes that part is the biggest part. Now, when we're talking about emotions, it's hard to say she's worse than him, or he's worse than her.
Or could you say she has a pound of anger, he only has a half a pound.
Yeah.
And therefore she's to blame.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
You can't measure it that way.
Work that way. Yes.
You know, and so what I always try and focus people on is take care of your own stuff. And that's what we agreed in our marriage. You know, it's like we help each other all the time, but our first responsibility, and it's just part of our nature, is that our stuff is our stuff to take care of first.
Okay, that's exactly true. But through using the ecosystem approach, we have learned, and I want to say it's a form of a dance, but that's not exactly right. We have learned to read our partner, to understand what our partner needs in the moment, or ask our partner to help us, the other one, deal with what's happening in the moment.
I call it a specialty. How's that?
Okay, I like that.
But
yeah,
I think what's good about it is that because we put the negative energy over here.
Yes.
That is not us against each other. It's right. Us going for this negative energy. We've created a form of goodwill between the two of us.
That's true.
That keeps building, and which is an energy. Goodwill is an energy.
Yes.
It builds, it builds, it builds. So when I say, Patricia, I'm struggling with this, she's more than happy to help me,
Exactly.
and vice versa.
And it usually goes, give me 5 minutes so I can wash my hands and we'll take care of this.
Yes, yeah.
Because I'm usually up to my elbows in some sort of food,
Yeah,
cooking.
yes,
That kind of thing.
exactly. But that goodwill that just builds up, it is so nice.
Yes,
Here's
it's true.
Here's the trap.
Okay.
People, and we've seen this, we've had a client that did this one time. When you try and identify all the bad people, all those argumentative people in your life,
yes,
and just reject them and say, oh, it's going to be better if I just do that. It's never that simple. And the person that tried to do that, we saw her. First of all, the problem wasn't them; it was her.
yes.
And
she refused to see it.
And she took a very black and white approach to who was the bad people,
and who was right and who was wrong.
Yes.
Yeah,
that never works. And the important part is to see if there's an energy within yourself,
yes,
that attracts people who are connected to this repetitive argument energy.
Exactly.
And if you keep having those kind of interactions, whether it's repetitive arguments,
right,
or victim relationships,
Mhm.
or abusive relationships,
Big one.
or
Mhm.
Relationships where you're invisible, for example, there's
Mm.
all sorts of ways those energies manifest. It's usually something within yourself.
Right. But I just want to put this out there. By using the ecosystem approach, you can put that stuff on the table and remove it
Specifically. And that's
It's
the
pretty
real power.
awesome. Yes.
That's the real power of the ecosystem approach,
Yes,
because
I agree.
you can get really, really, really specific.
Mhm.
For example, and to eliminate being a victim to people who want to abuse me sexually, or being a victim to people who want to take my money,
Mhm.
or being a victim to people who don't want to see me and make me invisible.
And here's a really big one. And to eliminate being a victim to the false belief that people think I owe them.
Yes.
It's a big one.
Yes. There's so many ways to be specific.
Yes.
With those clearing statements.
Yes.
And getting
I
good
agree.
at knowing how to craft those statements is what we try and teach people.
Yes.
We don't want you to come to us and say, okay, what should I,
No, this one, fix me.
Yeah, we want people to start to learn how to do their own clearing statements in ways that are really profound and deep.
Well, and
specific.
And when people do this, meaning they learn how to take care of themselves, then they can help others do the same.
Yes.
In other words, it's not just us taking care of everything.
And whether they do it directly or indirectly, we see that there's an energy around us that affects everybody that we interact with.
Everybody.
I think that's why Mom's doing so well, is that she loves to be in this energy.
Yeah, she does.
And she responds to it for the most part really well.
Yes, she does.
So where do you find those energies in yourself?
That's a good question.
First, you start with your emotional story.
Okay.
That tells you what you need to look at.
Well,
but
and I'm going to jump in with just one example. It never occurred to me for quite some time to clear all the hurt from the damage that had been done to me as a child, or that I had been connected with. And when I started clearing the hurt, because of course, it's there or was there. And then I started seeing more specifically the things that I could clear, that I could remove, that would make me be a better person for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. So I'm sorry.
So
where do you find that energy, Jason?
The traits that may be within yourself,
okay,
that attract that repetitive argument energy, or any other types of energies like the victim energy,
okay,
or abusive energy, that sort of thing.
Sure.
But like the need to be right. Do you have that need? Do you need to fight? Some people love to fight.
Yes.
The need to be competitive, even for things that don't matter.
Oh,
I remember one time my ex-wife and I, we went to it was a car dealership, a small car dealership. We were we're trying to spend some time, or not spend some time, but kill some time. And she started negotiating with the guy over a car that there's no way that, she would ever, but, how about if I give you, $500 less,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
competitiveness out of control.
Yes.
Feeling angry, having lots of angry energy attached. If you
Mhm.
are always feeling angry,
Yes.
feeling victimized or abused, and it comes out as fight energy, feeling victimized, abused, and then so you're fighting with everybody.
Well, and the other thing is that we believe that we have to defend ourselves.
Yes.
And by the way, having to defend ourselves is also an energy.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about
From
war
your
and all
from
that.
your emotional
From
story.
your emotional story. That's what I'm talking about. Jason, what is the quick tip for this segment?
When you have people in your life who are arguing and have repetitive argument energies, always look to yourself first.
Right.
Understand there are some people who are stuck in that negative energy. Be aware that your own emotional story and personality traits, like the need to fight, the need to be right, the need to be competitive, feeling angry, fear of being victimized or abused. See those people who are stuck objectively, and without rejecting them, keep them at arm's length.
Yes.
You'll never win an argument, a who started argument with them that have that energy attached to them.
Exactly. So with that said, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to remove some negative energy that is connected to, quote, who started it, and that repetitive argument energy that you can get within yourself that connects you to others with the same energy. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to remove some negative energy that is connected to, quote, who started it, and that repetitive argumentative, am I saying that right?
Argumentative
energy that you can get within yourself and connects you to others with the same energy. But the one thing we haven't done yet is we haven't shown people how to remove or told people how to remove negative energy in this show.
So very simply, you can sit, stand, walk, lay down.
Yes.
Your posture isn't important, but in your mind's eye, in your imagination, when we say to eliminate, gather up those feelings, veils and illusions, barriers, whatever they are, and blow them into the processor. Sierra's going to put the picture of the processor up right now.
Yeah.
And it goes in the top, it gets processed, and comes out neutral. The most important part that's really neat about the ecosystem approach is how you can be specific with the clearing statements.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you that right now. So,
okay, you ready, Jason?
Yeah.
Take it away.
Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that who started it will never resolve an issue.
Nice and easy. Take a breath. Wait, excuse me. And blow it out. And I'm going to shorten it up just a little bit, and to eliminate the barriers so I can see that negative energy is always the source of arguments, and it is always on both sides, whomever is having the arguments. So nice and easy, take a breath, pull up that negative energy and throw it away. You don't need that.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can see that using the ecosystem approach is the best energy approach to deal with these energies because it can be so specific.
Exactly. Take a breath and throw away that negative energy. And to eliminate the intense feelings of worry, anxiety, and stress that I have about whether I'm to blame in an argument or not. Nice and easy. Pick it up. You don't need that. You don't need to feel like you're blamed. Get rid of the negative energy that makes you feel that way.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can see that angry energy has to be removed before a solution can present itself.
Correct. Take a breath. Oh, excuse me.
When you move a lot of negative energy, yawning is a natural side effect.
It really is. And what that means is that we are removing negative energy. It works really well. So
you must be angry at me.
No, not at the moment. Anyway, and to eliminate the barriers so I can see that working with energies first is so much more effective than actions and strategies. Nice and easy. Pick that up and blow it out.
And to eliminate any feelings of fear and terror that I have that are always energies that can be removed.
Take a breath. And to eliminate the barriers so I can see that developing my refined intuition helps me see those who are stuck in repetitive, angry, argumentative energies so I don't have to engage. Wow, what a concept, huh? Take a breath. Blow it away.
And to eliminate any feelings of fear, hurt, and shame I have about my anger and feeling trapped in my own negative energy.
Yes, take a breath. And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that when I feel trapped in repetitive, argumentative energy, I can remove the anger and then try to see the issue from a more objective perspective. That's actually a really, really good one. Take a breath.
And to eliminate any embarrassment I have about using energies and working with energies because of the cultural prejudice and judgments that is not based on fact.
Nice. Take a breath. And to eliminate the barriers so I can see that developing my knowledge of me and my emotional story is the most important thing I can ever do, because by using the ecosystem approach, you can remove the negative energies and be the best of you. Nice and easy. Take a breath and blow it out. Jason, I'm going to activate some life force.
Let's
What
do
do you
that.
say? All right.
So-
It goes like this. Follow along, everyone. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy, the most powerful energy that any of us has access to, and any planetary energies that would be in my best interest for the situation I'm in at the moment, starting right now. Nice and easy. Pull that life force energy in. Let it go all the way through your body. Any planetary energies that you need right now, stop it at the tips of your toes. Ask it to turn around and come up and blow out any negative energies you collected that were stored in your body. Nice and easy. Jason, go ahead.
And to activate life force so I can have hope to interrupt the repetitive arguments in my life by removing the negative fight energy.
Take a breath, nice and easy. Pull it in and turn it around and blow out any negative energies left over. And to activate life force so I can trust that working with energies first will always help me solve problems. Take a breath, pull it in and blow it out.
And to activate life force so I can decide to develop my refined intuition so I can see the dark energy, anger around me and remove it.
Nice. Pull it in and blow it out. And activate life force energy so I can be happy and healthy, aware, have clarity, objectivity, and creativity. Also, so I can love myself and love the world around me, so I can be creative and have the ability to not only heal myself, but help others in their lives as well, in the highest and best interest of all situations. Pull in that life force energy, let it go to the tips of your toes, stop it, turn it around, and blow out any negative energies left over. Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
We're going to be channeling Mercury.
Okay.
And I know even for us, we're getting a little bored with doing the planets, but the truth is it's such an amazing tool.
It really is.
And
I'll
Mercury
agree.
is an amazing tool, and it's
Yes.
probably something, a planetary energy that everybody can use
By all means.
because it helps you be objective with emotional content. So
That's
if
right.
you're trying to figure out who's to blame,
Mm-hmm.
who started it,
Yeah.
Putting in a dose of Mercury energy is always really
And it
good.
will really, really help by all means.
So you got to listen to the show next week. It's really a big deal.
Exactly.
But here's what I wanted to say, and I haven't said it all during the show, but if you are thinking, yes, I need to take an energy approach to my life.
Okay.
This, doing strategies and techniques isn't working for me.
Right.
And this makes so much sense that to work with the energy first, and knowing my emotional story, that makes so much sense. And then removing that, the programming of that story, so it doesn't affect me, is such a big deal.
Right.
This is what you need to do.
Okay.
Go to our website right now, theecosystemapproach.org. Sign up for our free section, and you'll get a list of the clearings. You'll have it all written out for you, so you can do those. The more you do, the better off it is.
And the more often.
Yes, clearings are cumulative, so the more you do, they build on each other.
Correct.
And then listen to the show every week.
Right.
We do the clearings at the end every single time.
Yes.
It's all free. You can do it. All we ask for when you sign up is your email address.
Right. We don't give it to anybody.
We don't give it. We don't sell it. We don't do any of that. So do that. And there's also a lot of content on our website that if you're signed up for that free section, that free subscription, you'll have access to. And there's a huge amount there, and we put a lot there. So please take advantage of that. So we bet it's so simple.
Yeah.
So again, go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org. It's all one word, the ecosystem approach, and then .org. And it's easy.
Well, and not only that, but I just want to say, anyone who hasn't done this yet, give it a try. You will see some great, amazing benefits to doing this, not only for yourself, but for your world around you.
It helps in all sectors of your life.
Yes.
It relationships, money, health,
everything.
So just be happy.
Okay.
So, and our Facebook page, you can go to our Facebook page, theecosystemapproach.org. Like us while we're there.
Yes.
All of our videos are there. It's a really interesting
I like that a lot.
Page.
So we'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Remember, your ecosystem is the most important one in the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.